Oh, hello. Good morning, grasshoppers. Today, I have a surprise for you. I have a joy for you in my next guest. Her name is Michele Moreno, and you probably have seen her because she's everywhere. And she's going to teach us some stuff about video confidence today. This is lighting my fire. I have plenty of video confidence, right? I'm learning from this lady, and I want you to learn from her too. So I'm going to bring her up. Please, give her a warm welcome, silently in the background as we do. Hello, Michele. How are you today?
Oh, RJ, you're just joy on a stick. I'm just getting my hit of joy for the morning.
Beautiful. Well, so I met you a couple weeks ago in a class that we're taking together, and we got to talking. And gosh, what was fascinating to me is that you're using a lot of actual stage stuff, and you bring a whole lot of experience to teaching video confidence that most people don't. So can you tell us a little bit about your history, how you got into this? Tell me everything.
Okay, well, how I got into it was I was making $12,000 a year, and my husband looked at me and he said, Moreno, you gotta make more than that. This was after like 14 years of marriage. He's basically the breadwinner, and I was like the person who paid for our runs to Whole Foods.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, so what can I do? So I have, since I was a little girl, wanted to be on TV, and then I got on. I came out to LA, and I was like, I'm gonna go to Hollywood, and I got on the game show Hollywood Squares, and it was my first time on national TV, and I totally freaked out in panic and fear, and I melted down in front of millions of viewers. And Whoopi Goldberg was there, so was Big Bird, and I cried for like a year, and I was like, I'm never gonna be an actress. I can't even hold it together on a friggin' game show. So I got classes, I found mentors, I put myself on camera, I made videos. And 4 years later, I returned to national TV, but this time acting in shows like Boston Legal, The Shield, Parenthood, and tons of other indie projects you've never seen or heard of. And so when my husband laid down the gauntlet, this was about 2015, I was like, what am I going to do, And so I started coaching, but I was kind of a life coach. And then somebody said, you're giving a lot of really good on-camera tips, and that's how it all started.
Beautiful. So it sounds like those 4 years you were working back into your dream, basically.
Basically.
It sounds like it was through sheer force of will.
Oh, I mean, when I say I went on hundreds of auditions and got no, that's what I mean. And I'm not even that bad of a booking ratio. One of the issues was I have a hook nose and curly hair. And so it was really hard for me to get in commercials because they have this idea of what a Latina looks like. And I'm kind of like in between black, but it's either African-American couple, Latina mom, Caucasian this. And so in commercials, you really have to have a very specific look. And that's how most people make their money as actors. So the only roles I could get were on TV, which was artistically great, but the money wasn't there. And so, but when I first was getting back into chasing my dream, I would literally go, I didn't even get a commercial until after 200 auditions for commercials. I got a few bookings, like other types of things, like industrial videos and corporate videos and this and that. But getting a commercial, literally was 200 no's. 200 no's. I mean, imagine preparing, getting dressed and makeup, preparing the part, being ready, going to audition, sometimes going back to the second audition and not even getting one yes. I mean, I can't believe that I stuck it out. Why did I stick it out? I don't know, but I did.
That's pretty amazing, because a lot of us, as entrepreneurs, we feel like we're facing rejection a lot.
Oh.
And especially with like people who are starting live streaming shows, podcasts, whatever we're starting, sometimes we just feel like, oh, there's not enough viewers. There's not enough. That must mean I'm terrible. How did you, 200 no's is a lot of no's, Michele. How did you did you just decide that's it? I'm doing this and I don't care how many no's I get?
There is a part of grit that is innate. but you can also learn what's called the growth mindset, which I didn't realize I was practicing, but after hearing Professor Carol Dweck of Stanford do a TED talk called, it's about the growth mindset. I can't remember the exact name, but essentially she did a study where, you teach people to engage more and put more focus and effort, the tougher it gets, the more likely they are to become geniuses or masters of whatever new thing they're trying. So, right out of the gate, I've never been a perfectionist and I've always been an action taker. So that I always had in my favor. But with the growth mindset, what you do is you say to yourself, my first drafts, my initial efforts will be shitty. I will not compare myself to the masters, and I will not pretend that I am a master. Don't think you're going to get, if you get lucky, yeah, sure, you might get commercials out of the gate, or you might have a show that strikes and you never have to worry about people watching your videos again or getting clients. But most of us are not going to have that kind of luck. Most of us are going to have shitty initial efforts, and we have to embrace them. We have to engage more and put more effort in. The tougher it gets, the more rejection, the more focus, the more effort. And the most important thing is to gather the real world results, take a look, and apply the lessons and say, how can I improve for next time? And then you celebrate and pat yourself on the back if you've made even one small improvement, even if the only person who notices is you.
Yes. That is, the reason that I love that so much is because those elements are something we have absolute control of.
Yes.
I have no idea how many people are going to tune in today or watch the replay on the various places that we're going on. I have no clue. I will find out later, but I don't have control. But what I do have control of is, can I get better today? Do I have a system that incorporates my flaws as a live streamer and makes it so that I can improve on those on the other side? If I do, then I don't have to worry so much.
And what I'm getting exactly. And not only that, if you have, like I'm the same way, like I'm a little inconsistent with my lives. So I'm sure that's why a lot of people don't show up. But I don't get as many views even as I did a couple of years ago because Facebook algorithm has really changed. And instead of being, depressed, like, gee, I used to be better, you have to look at all the real world circumstances and say to yourself, well, the Facebook algorithm is not really as generous as it once was because they want you to pay to see their video. So is there a place that you can take a little snippet of this Facebook Live and really think about where else can I put it? Where can I put it where people will see it? Or be happy. Like, I don't get that many views, but guess what? The people who see it and they so appreciate, they're like, oh my gosh, thank you so much. You helped me with this. And that could lead, to tomorrow's client. And it often does. So it's taking your ego out of it and saying, I know this hurts. It kind of feels like nobody showed up to the party. Crickets feels like nobody showed up to your party.
That's right.
That hurts. But you have got to remove yourself from your videos. Your videos are a product, just like anything else in your business, that you have to gather analytics on, and you have to refine and improve. And even if the results are small, they could be very effective and important results for you.
Exactly. Gosh, I love that so much because we're so focused on the views, right? And when the algorithm changed, man, I heard a lot from my live streaming friends about all of that. Because it's like, oh yeah. Well, I'll never forget when I just decided, okay, I'm gonna stop looking at that one thing. And I'm gonna take my show, I'm gonna make it my own, I'm gonna put it everywhere and let the chips fall where they may. I'm just gonna be myself. And that was a big decision. But let's focus a little bit on something that you said that I think is pretty amazing. It's that decision to be willing to suck a little bit at it at first. Let's talk about that a little bit more.
Right. Some people don't suck at the beginning.
Right.
But you must commit. You must absolutely commit to your shizzly first draft. You cannot bypass that. You can't ignore it. It is something that you have to go through. It is an essential rite of passage.
Yeah.
And all YouTubers, video people will tell you they were terrible at the beginning. And a lot of them leave their beginning videos up to show people how bad they were. And great if you're great from the start. Okay. But even even a month ago, this is after 4 years of doing this hardcore, even I will have like a bad day and I look at my video and I'm like, man, I look tired. I don't have any energy. Many of my clients are actually better on video at the end of working with me than I am. And do I sit there and wallow in self-pity? Yeah, I do wallow in self-pity, but I put a timer on it. I say after about 1 minute, I say, cut off the pity, feel it, because it hurts. It hurts when I don't get views. It hurts when I put out a video and nobody cares. Okay, I'm going to be honest with you. It does hurt. But you have to put a timer on it and say, really focus on that incremental improvement, or do something about it. Cut it down to a minute if it goes on and on and on. Just get that one juicy part and only put that out there. I've done that many, many times where it's like, look to see what you can do to improve, but embrace the shizzly, because it's going to happen at some point. It even happens once we've been doing it for a long time.
It's true. Everybody does have bad days. And when I look at my first videos, it's kind of like, oh, I didn't even have a cape. I mean, it just wasn't right at all.
That's not right.
Gosh. But essentially what you're saying is you can't learn how to swim from the shore. You can read books about swimming. You can see other people swim. You can stand on the shore, but you cannot learn to live stream by osmosis. You have to.
Yeah. Yes, you must watch yourself. And the thing that I suggest is, because a lot of people freak out when they look at themselves on camera. They don't like the way they look. They don't like the way they sound. They're used to hearing their voice from inside their own head. They freak out. So what I suggest is that you just put the camera on and just every single day talk into it. Just look into it, look into the lens, and pretend you're talking to your best friend or whatever, and just share something and talk. And then every single day, if you do that, you start to get used to how you look, how you sound. And then you can, put some videos out, just sharing with a few friends who will tell you the truth about how to improve, but who will be nice, but who'll tell you the truth about how bad you are and how to improve. And then you can start making videos for the public if you really, really want to have it to be kind of a soft entry. But again, like you said, there's nothing like actually doing it. The only way you will ever put out a great video is to actually put out a video in the first place.
Yeah. Yeah. Can't dream about it. Can't sketch it up in your head. Can't do any of those things. Must actually jump into the pool, make it happen, because, you know from all of your stage and TV experiences that sometimes things go wrong. Sometimes things go wrong in the middle of a stream, in the middle of a video that you've been making progress on, and that can be tough to beat for people. Like, people just literally don't know what to do. Do you have any words of wisdom that you give people to get through those parts? Like, there was one time I was streaming, no sound for 11 minutes. I didn't know until somebody wrote it in the comments. No sound. And at one point, after I got the sound back on, I waved my hands or jiggled my desk or something, and my computer, which my camera's attached, started falling off the stand. I'm like, what do I even do now? So how do you, when you're working with your clients, how do you kind of coach them through those crazy instances where it just seems like everything is going awry?
Well, people love watching live videos because A, they're unpredictable, and B, there's always a chance that someone's going to make a mistake. And people love to see other people make mistakes. It makes you more relatable. The viewers feel better about themselves as they watch you fail. And it makes you seem more credible. Like, anything you say after your big fail is very believable.
Mhm.
It has this kind of trust factor, and that's why we love watching babies and animals, because babies and animals are completely unpredictable, and that's why people will tune into a live, because they know anything can happen. So my advice is, don't be afraid to show a few mistakes. Don't be because that makes you more relatable and more likable, and people actually feel better because of your mistakes and your entertainment factor. It's almost like entertainment. And as long as you recover at some point, if you're failing all the time, then your brand will suffer.
Yeah.
But if you can show a few mistakes and show that you're a human being, explain always what's happening to the audience. If it's like, oh, hey guys, my computer just fell, I'll be back in a minute. Just talk them through it. It's not only entertaining, but whatever you do afterward is much more believable.
Yeah, that's pretty amazing. I absolutely did not know that when I first started live streaming. I absolutely thought that, because I'd been, like recording videos forever for all my classes and stuff. I've been recording videos, and it was like, okay, this live stuff, gosh, if I'm going to go on, it has to be perfect.
No,
I had that.
That's the reason people watch live videos, is because they're imperfect, because anything can happen, because it's because of the unpredictability factor. I mean, wouldn't you much rather watch a squirrel than, I don't know, who's somebody really predictable, than some kind of like pre-recorded video? Of course, because who the heck knows what the squirrel's going to do?
Yeah.
And they're cute, and they're like, so that's kind of like how your live is. You're kind of like a messed up squirrel.
I like that, and I might use it in my branding. I don't know. You're kind of like a messed up squirrel. It's true. It's absolutely true. So that's so neat. I mean, I've been live streaming for years, and I'm getting encouragement out of this. Encouragement because times have changed, and now we've got people are. They're a little bit more used to, I've not had to introduce Zoom to anybody since COVID started. I have not.
Right.
And that used to be daily. Okay, press this. Now you're going to be okay. And so, like, we see ourselves on camera a lot more. We're also watching a lot more. Do you think that the live stream traffic to live streams anyway, watchers have increased? Or has it stayed the same? Or what is the COVID response to live streaming, do you think?
At first, the COVID response was people were stuck at home and super bored and dying for anything to take, be distracted from this horrible pandemic that we're in. And so in the beginning, I think that there was a lot more traction, that you had a kind of a spellbound or captive audience. I think now that places are starting to open up, and a lot of people are having Zoom fatigue, like a lot of people, especially who have to be on meetings all day. In fact, I have friends that I was like, you don't want to meet once a week anymore? And they're like, no, I'm kind of Zoom fatigued. And I was like, really? Aren't I like your good friend? Don't you want to be with me? But the reality is they're just tired of Zoom. And so it depends on the person. And of course, it depends on the audience. But I think people are a little Zoom fatigued right now.
Yeah.
And I think it's going to go in waves like that. It's going to go into like, oh my God, distract me from this horribleness. I can't take any more electronics right now.
Yeah, I think that I've been experiencing a little bit of the same, in that we do have some friends who come over and bring beverages to the backyard on Sundays occasionally.
Nice.
And this Sunday it was raining 2 hours before, and I was like, no, I want to see actual humans.
We're all dying right now.
We are. We're dying for connection. We're dying for humans.
Real.
So I think that what I'm getting out of that is the waves are going to go up and down, but really, again, the focus comes back on, how can I improve just a little bit today? How can I improve my delivery, my show, whatever it is?
Yeah, and I think that the real dividing factor going forward post-COVID is going to be, people are now going to look for people who are real. We've been sold a bill of goods, by so many people. And especially the leadership and the fact that there's all these lies going around about COVID and how to stop it. And I think people are starting to be much more skeptical. They're going to only want to work with brands that they really can trust. So I think that honesty and trust after COVID is going to be at a premium. And I think people need to believe, like, whether or not you could be a liar, but as long as the people who are following you believe you, you're going to have your business. So probably the better way to go is to just be an honest brand and bring a lot of truth and reality to your brand, because nobody's going to suffer BS after this.
Oh, I don't think so either. That makes me so happy about the world in general. Because
truth might be a good thing.
Yeah, there you go. Well, and there's so much BS. I mean, because I run into this with marketing all the time. It's just like, I see a Facebook ad roll by, or I see somebody's tribe roll by, and it's like a huge clickbait hook. And nothing that they've got. So hopefully the internet world will begin to recognize snake oil salesmen. That's my greatest hope.
Yeah, I think so. And, so I think whatever, like, for example, just on my Instagram, I saw this woman do a post that said kind words at the top. And then she just put a quote from one of her customers. And then she just put her brand name at the bottom. And I thought, that's a really clever way of doing something, like showing that you have real clients and social proof. And I think the more that you can kind of put that kind of stuff out there where there's actual human beings behind what you do, I might even come out right out and say, hey, if anybody wants to talk to any of my clients, I'll give you their phone number. Like, I think that type of social proof, people recommending you, we're going to maybe go back a little bit to the referral based model. Or at least more in that direction. I think those types of partnerships and trust is going to be more important going forward.
I think so too. I mean, that's definitely my hope. Because for me, it's relationships, referrals, and relationships and referrals. I haven't gotten to where I am today because of Google Ads. I haven't, it hasn't been. Even though I am a technology person, even though I know I have a lot of tips and tricks up my sleeve, that's not gotten me where I am. It's the people. And so I do hope people think to turn toward that. I remember starting my business on my couch, like so many people do, and trying to figure out everything on my own and flopping in like the most incredible belly flop ever, right? Just all the wrong things. And because I was doing things alone, and now that I do have that group of referral people, it's so much better knowing that I'm not alone. But anyway, back to live streaming. I have gotten off on a bunny trail. My audience is used to this. They know. But
hoppity Easter's on its way. Bunny trail.
I love it. So live streaming, it has gone through an evolution, I think. To me, there are people that I absolutely love to watch. I just used to follow anybody that used to be on, because it was like, okay, somebody's on, I can learn something. Who are your favorite live streamers to watch? Do you have anybody that's like on your
I'm really into this woman, Cher Jones, right now. She's a social media consultant, and she goes live on LinkedIn. And she just, I don't know, there's something about the way she has her little segments of her show. She has a segment called Tap That App. She talks about different applications. I'm like, oh, that's so good. The way she expresses herself, I think is really fun. And she's also very smart. She gives a lot of great tips, and she puts the timer on the clock, and, for 30 minutes, but she's always going over. You know what I mean? Like, she never makes it in 30 minutes. It's like 0, and she's still talking. And she's like, ha, ha, ha. So, she has a lot of those kind of elements baked in, but also she has very sensitive stuff that, you can't have all these tricks and cutie little windows and a timer if what you say has no value.
That's right. Yeah, that's right. That's what has to be worked out first. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, you have to deliver something. And I define value as something that's either useful or meaningful or entertaining or inspiring, something that is valuable to that person. So whether it's helping them to the next level or pulling them out of a bad mood or helping them shift their beliefs and seeing a new way forward they never thought was possible, that's one of those has to be in there. Otherwise people will just, move on to the next video. They don't have the time. They don't want to watch. In fact, a lot of people are trying not to watch stuff. And the only reason they get stuck is if you have a good hook in the beginning of your video that says what they're going to learn, what's in it for me. The first 7 seconds, if you can tell them what's in it for them, if they stay, and then you deliver on it, then you have a chance of keeping their eyeballs.
Perfect. So you, my friend, are running a little challenge. Can you tell people about the challenge? And I'm going to throw a banner across so people.
Oh, awesome. Yes, I'm very excited. On August 17th, I'm running a 5-day video challenge. It is the OMG, They Like Me 5-day video challenge. And so what we're going to do is we're going to get into looking great, sounding great, and becoming likable. But really, it's the mindset, to not even worrying so much about that. But don't worry, you get all the tricks and tips and tools from someone who's had real time as a professional actress on network TV, showing you the way. And so it's I've really designed it so that in 10 minutes a day you can really get some good skills. Starts August 17th, and you can go to videoconfidence.net to sign up. There's the little ticker.
Ticker. That's I love it when people do challenges. I'm real into that because it really gets people to really kind of interact with you and see how you are as a coach and what kind of value you have to bring to the table, which to me obviously is a whole lot, because having that experience behind you, having that theater experience, stage experience behind you, where, you've faced down a whole lot of situations that we can't even really probably dream up, that is so valuable to be able to just hand to folks and help them shine, because the bottom line is live streaming ain't going nowhere. It's just going nowhere. It's such a great way to get visible.
Mm-hmm. And not only that, all business will be conducted online as a result of this COVID. And so, I mean, much of course, that can return to in person, of course, will. But much that doesn't have to, because people are going to start working from their houses.
Yeah.
It's going to be online. Yeah. On camera.
On camera, baby. That is where it's all going. That's where it's all been for months anyway. That's where it's all going. And I'm so happy to have been able to introduce you to my crowd today. Michele and I are going to do a little co-hosting some webinar stuff. That's coming. I don't have the link yet, but it's coming. So this is not the last time you will see Michele, but you do need to sign up for that challenge, everybody. Sign up for that challenge, become a part of that world, learn. Listen, I've been live streaming since 2015. Woo! My God, it's been a long time. And I am learning every single day about how to be better, just like Michele said. So learn, even if you've been doing it for a while, if you are brand new, if you're just thinking about doing it, I don't care who you are, sign up for this little challenge, because you're going to get some greatness.
And I will say this, RJ, you do bring your full personality to that lens.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. That's where it needs to be. All right, my friend. Well, we're going to toddle off into the distance. I'm going to put you in the bottom bar there, Michele. Thank you for coming on the show. You've brightened all of our days. And I'm glad to have you in my life.
Thank you, RJ.
You bet.
You're awesome.
All right, my friends, that is it for today. I'll be back tomorrow, same bot time, same bot channel, and we'll be talking about it's going to be Friday, so you're going to bring me all your wins for the week. We're going to celebrate them together. My wins, your wins. We're going to stir them all in the pot and celebrate entrepreneurship. Tomorrow, 10 a.m. Central, whatever channel you're watching on. And I'll see you all later.